welcome, Rachel Johnson. We're going to get right to the questions. First question, what do you perceive as the greatest obstacles to justice? What can we, as a community, do to address those obstacles? And if elected, what will you do to address those obstacles?
So I think one of the greatest obstacles I see to justice is just our economic picture right now. Folks who the have-nots sometimes don't get the same access to justice as the haves, and so that is huge in terms of the court system. I mean, and just in terms of access to all kinds of help and assistance and systems, but definitely the court system. You know, you look at fees, the cost of a lawyer, and just even navigating the court system is just difficult when you don't have the resources that folks who are paid well and have high-paying jobs do. So for me, it is important that we maintain what we have at the court now, at Judicial Court, the help desk, because it's helped a lot of people who can't afford lawyers. But also it's important that the Bar Association, the bar itself, lawyers around the city and the state volunteer their time for people who have questions or who need representation. And then as a judge, of course, I can't, when I take the bench, I won't be able to give legal advice, but I can be patient and make sure that everyone who comes before me is respected and has the same day in court as someone who has a lawyer that costs $500 an hour. If they don't have one, you know, they shouldn't get the short end of the stick. So for me, it's about when a litigant comes, whether they, again, have that most expensive attorney or one who doesn't have an attorney at all, making sure that they are treated fairly, they are respected, my staff respects them, everyone who they come in contact respects them, and as much as I can guide them, I will. I mean, you know, you say judges can't practice or give it legal advice, but we can give guidance in terms of go over here, do this, do that. You know, you don't have to be completely hands off. So as much guidance as I can give within reason and within the bounds of the law, I think it's my duty to do that.
Okay, thank you. Second question. Do you believe that all citizens have adequate access to legal help in the legal system? If so, or if not, what can be done to provide wider and better access?
Well, I think that goes into the first question I just answered, but a little bit more. The answer is no. I think, again, you know, I think a lot of it comes down to economics. And there are some cultural issues, too. I know in some communities, legal system is not necessarily their friend as they perceive it, and so, you know, it's hands off, and it's hard to navigate for people who have that idea. And I think as lawyers and judges, it's our job to engage with the community and give, especially lawyers, give as much information as we can. And it's not even taking people on as clients. It's about, hey, citizen, Mr. Citizen, Mrs. Citizen, this is what the legal system is. This is what we as lawyers do. This is what you have. You have a right to bring your issues to court and have them redressed. And as judges, I think we also have a duty, if I am elected, I will have a duty to also be out in the community and breaking down those barriers for folks so they know that they do have the justice system is for them, the legal system is for them, and it is theirs, and they have access to it, whether it's helping people find the right representation or, again, navigating. I think it's our duty as lawyers and judges to do that.
Okay. Next question. While serving on the bench, do you believe you have a role in bringing important legal or judicial issues before the public or the legislature? Why or why not? What should your role be?
So, you know, again, as judges, we can't be advocates, and I do believe in the three branches of government, and I cannot legislate, but as much as I can do in terms of letting the legislature know what is happening at the court in terms of statistics, in terms of what folks need. Again, I've talk about pro se litigants all the time because, I don't think people who can't afford an attorney should get the short end of the stick. And so whatever is going on in terms of the needs at the court for those people and making sure they get access, those are the statistics, I think, and information that we need to readily and regularly report to the folks who making the laws. And so, no, I don't, in terms of advocating for a position, I would not do that, but I would want to have a role in making sure they get the information that they need to make the right laws or funnel the right money to different systems.
Okay. Next question. Sometimes the outcome of a case can be different depending on whether the laws are read literally and strictly interpreted, or whether the laws are read to conform with the intent of the legislature or regulatory body. How would you address these situations?
I am one of these folks who thinks that, 9 times out of 10, the law is the law, and I'm going to read it and apply the facts to the law as it is written. I would try not to, go too far outside of that to, in my own power to say, okay, what was the necessary intent behind this? I think when I'm able to read the law, even as a practicing attorney, it's usually very clear, and I can look at it. And so as a judge, I'm going to interpret it based on that. Now, when lawyers come before the court and they offer that additional information, and it is helpful to the court, I'm not going to not consider it. I'm not a strict constructionist in that way. If it provides guidance and information, I am definitely willing to consider it. But the black letter law is what it is, and if the facts are applied, when the facts are presented to me, I believe that I can apply the law as it's written.
Okay. All right. And our final question. Describe a situation where you had to support a legal position that conflicted with your personal beliefs. Please tell us how you handled it.
Trying to think. Well, that's a good one, actually. I am a defense attorney. I work for Hartford Insurance, but I was raised, my first job, and in law school, I was raised on the other side of the bar, as a plaintiff's attorney, and so I've represented people who were injured and families who lost loved ones. And I had a case a couple of years ago, I think it's been 2 years now, where a family, their son was cremated wrongly, and a black family, and it was a tough case to defend for me because I was asked to take a position that, he was, already deceased. It wasn't a big deal. But in my culture, I know that that's not the case. This family, I know personally, wanted, because I've talked to them, they wanted to be able to see this young man again and have a funeral and say goodbye to him. And so the way that I handled that situation with my client was to educate them about the cultural norms of this black family from New Orleans who, it's not okay to say that, well, he was already gone and, sorry. No, we did cremate the wrong body, and we need to compensate that person. It was a terrible, terrible situation, and we were able to, terrible situation. And the only thing, no amount of money was going to bring him back, or no amount of money was going to be able to have them have that closure. But whatever we could do, we needed to do. And so that's I got them over to my side of my side of thinking in terms of how to handle that, because I know we have to look at people's issues and legal issues, because it comes down to, these are, whether it's a business or a pro se litigant, it's a person's life. Yeah, these are people's lives. And so this comes down to a family who had lost a loved one and who needed some closure, and we needed to figure out what our role was in that.
Well, thank you. Now that we've asked our questions, now you have an opportunity to share with our members information about your campaign, contact information, and any closing remarks you may have. So
Yes.
the floor is yours.
So again, I'm Rachel Johnson. I appreciate the opportunity. I didn't say that at first, but I appreciate the opportunity to be here to just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a New Orleans girl, born and raised. I love this community and I love the people in it. And I am offering myself as a public servant to serve on the bench. I am an attorney who's practiced and litigated on both sides of the bar. I've tried cases on both sides of the bar. I'm a leader in the legal community. I serve on the Board of Governors, which is the Louisiana State Board of Governors, which governs all the lawyers in Louisiana. I'm past president of the AP Turo, and not the AP Turo, sorry, the Martinet Legal Society. I'm a member of the AP Turo and of court, and so I believe in this profession, and I do my part to make sure it's moving forward in the right direction. And I believe that we need good judges, and I would be a good one because I will be fair. I have an even temperament. I don't think with one side of my brain. I can think about issues from a myriad of ways and apply the law and be fair and respect everyone who becomes before me, which is very important because I started my career as a social worker. I practiced social work. I learned how people, how they tick and the issues that they face. And at the end of the day, like I said, that's what this is about. It's about the issues that people face and how a judge can help them get the resolution that they need. And so I'm running for judge for those reasons, and I'll offer myself as a public servant. I'm number 10. I'm on 10 on the ballot. I'd appreciate your endorsement, but I'd also appreciate the vote of your members on March 25th or during early voting, which is going on now. My website is Rachel for Judge at www.rachel, F-O-R, for Judge, and my email is rachel4judge@gmail.com.
All right.
Thank you.
Very much.